Welcome, everybody. So happy you are here. We continue with our basic refinements. And as Kaliji always says, it's basic, the name, but it's the fundamental understanding of our Triyoga. And that's why it's wonderful to have that time together to concentrate on certain poses and flows and series to really have a look into the details. We did from the first session on the natural alignment of the spine that we want to be aware because it's our foundation where we start off, whether we go into cat or alignment of the spine, whether we go into forward bends, whether we go into back bends. We always want to have that natural alignment of the spine that we can go from there and change. To be in the natural alignment of the spine requires a certain strength along the spine from the core all the way up to the heart, where we were talking about from the vertical axis going into a horizontal axis, so staying here broad. And how we hold our head influences our cervical spine, and we hold our head nice and upright. We strengthen the muscles of the cervical spine. We were talking about the feet so far, and we will continue with that, about this alignment of the feet, where we often talk about the 3 points, the ball of the big toe, the ball of the little toe, and the center of the heel. When we ground these 3 points, we also form the natural arches, which create stability in our foot architecture. And that these arches, when they are formed well and hold well, they influence all the way up the health of your knees, the health of your pelvic floor, how the diaphragm is formed and set up. So really important to get a feeling for the arches and to activate them. And we did work on triangle last week, which I want to do today too. And we were talking about the difference of the natural alignment, which the guy on number 28 is showing. The spine is in natural alignment. It's straight versus the woman on the side with the number 27. She performs a palm tree. So that's a really different alignment in the spine. And in Triyoga, in triangle, we really want to have the natural alignment of the spine. And you see the muscles that are colored red in the guy. These are some abdominal muscles that get engaged and really beautiful strengthened with triangle pose. And this last picture for today, I have chosen for forward bends. You see in that very, I think it's on the left here for you. Can you see my, yeah, here on the left, that this is the head of the femur bone. And this is your bony pelvic. And this bony pelvic rotates over the head of the femur bone in forward bends, for example, in pyramid. So when we stay upright, the pelvic stays upright. And when we bend forward into forward bend, this is the movement that we want to have here. The bony pelvic rotates over the head of the femur bone, and then the spine follows. So it's not a rounding of the spine forward, it's really in that hip joint. Mm-hmm. Good. Let's come onto the mat. Prep to lower. And recline onto your back. Either in reclined butterfly or partial recline. Bring your awareness to your breath. Allow your body to be so relaxed and the breath to happen. Effortless breath down into the lower lungs. It's the U-turn inward. Nothing else is important for now. Everything can wait. Complete breath. Invite the air in just as like natural breath, but then feel a 360-degree expansion of the breath, filling your lungs to maximum capacity. Exhale completely. At the sound of Ujjayi, with the sound of Ujjayi, we hear the quality of breath and can make any adjustments to make it more even flowing, more subtle. Adding the sounds allows the mind to beautiful stay. Instead of wandering, it stays with the breath all the way to the end of the exhalation and all the way to the maximum inhalation. Allow the natural breaks in between. With your next exhalation, knees to chest, feel the natural alignment in the spine. Hold it, and wherever your legs are, bring them in, remaining with the spine in natural alignment. Inhaling, legs 90 degrees, stretch them up. And you have the option to hold your legs here with the core strength. But for some of you, you may want to apply your belt. While you apply the belt, please keep your breath going. And we're going to point and flex the feet in this position. So two options, either with the belt or without the belt. We have muscles in our feet. They are only in the feet. We call them intrinsic muscles. And we have muscles that go from the feet into the calves and shin bone. We call them extrinsic muscles. And if you have a look at your shin bone and calf, while flexing and pointing your feet, you can see that this is not only happening in your ankles and your feet. The muscles in your shin bones and calves are changing too. And if you can't see it, I'm sure you can feel it. This beautiful movement strengthens these muscles, and especially the extrinsic muscles, the muscles that go from the arch of the foot into the calves, shin bone. They help us to maintain our arch, to keep the arch lifted. Beautiful. And from here, next time when you have flexed your foot, lower both feet down, partial recline. Land lightly, toes, balls of the feet, heels. And then feel your feet on the ground with the 3 points touching, ball of the little, ball of the big toe, and center of the heel. And then roll up into bridge pose, vertebra by vertebra, keeping these 3 points beautifully grounded. Bridge roll 2, and exhaling, lower down. Repeat. Next time, when you're in partial recline, come back into legs 90 degrees, and we repeat the same flow once more. Flex and point, strengthening these beautiful muscles, extrinsic foot muscles from the feet into the calves, shin bones. And we speed the movement up, adding Kapalabhati. Finish Kapalabhati with a long exhalation out. Your next exhalation, partial recline. Notice your feet, the 3 points of connection to the ground, and then repeat bridge row 2. Keeping these beautiful 3 points grounded, you will realize that holding your feet grounded aligns your knees, they don't collapse inward or fall out. Next time when your knees sit in partial recline, exhale, feel your spine in natural alignment. Hold it there and bring your knees to chest. Spine in natural alignment, exhale, partial recline. Extend your left leg and bring your right knee to chest. One knee to chest. Stretching your legs in opposite direction. Spine natural alignment. Make sure you don't lean towards the right side. Hip rotation. Release your arms to the side and rotate out towards the right. Straighten your legs. The straight leg hovers over the middle line and back to neutral. The spine remains in natural alignment. Change direction. Next time when your knee is at the chest, one knee to chest. Knees stretching towards you, sacrum staying neutral. Jaws relaxed. And then step in with your long leg, knees to chest. Exhaling, partial recline. Extend right, left knee to chest, one knee to chest. Natural alignment in the spine. Hip rotation. Can go inhaling half a circle, exhaling the other half, or vice versa. There's pain in your hips, you reduce the size of your circle, guide your knee with your hand. Change direction next time when your knee is at the chest. And one knee to chest, asana. Exhaling, knees to chest. Legs 90 degrees. The movement now is like windscreen wipers rotating out and back into neutral. You can go inhaling, rotating out, exhaling back, and aim to get that rotation out from your hips. The knees follows, the feet follow. So it's a rotational movement out. And maybe turn a little bit to the side so you can see me better. Like a Charlie Chaplin. Beautiful. Back at center, partial recline. Straighten both legs, tranquility. And now feel what I aim for this preparation here is to feel the space in our hip joints. Rotate once more like windscreen wiper here on the floor, outward and inward. And feel the feet don't want to do it on their own. The knees and the hips need to come too. Would it only be in the feet, we would hurt our knee. It wants to be all the way up into the hip joints. Beautiful. Play with the symmetry, right and left. Focus on the knee for a moment. Can you feel the knees moving in, right and left even? Depending on injuries, maybe using one side more of the others, having operation on one side, we may feel that one side goes different than the other, but our aim is in Triyoga to create a balance. So it doesn't matter where it comes from. We try to create balance right and left so that the energy flows even right and left. Back to center, feel the difference, feel the sensation in your hips and legs all the way down. With breath awareness, exhaling partial recline, knees to chest. Stand one arm behind your head. Rotate with your knees to that side. From the base of the spine, rotate to that side. Sit yourself up. Quarter turn, basic squat. Reseat, left heel in first. You may want to sit on a pillow or a block. We want to repeat the palm tree movements. Prep palm tree with the arms to the side. For today, inhaling, lift your arm up. And exhaling from the base of the spine, side bend. Inhaling from the base of the spine up. Exhaling lower. Inhaling natural alignment of the spine. Exhaling side bend from the base. You can add a rotational movement in your neck if your neck allows it. Inhaling up and exhaling release. Repeat. Feel this palm tree alignment in your spine. Sacrum, back of the heart and back of the head remains in one line. Free seat, palm tree asana. You can push with your hand into the ground and away from the body to intensify. Your next inhalation back to center. Exhaling, sit behind your sit bones, gently around your spine. Bring your knee up and change sides. Of course, any other seated pose is okay for that too. Prep palm tree, arms out to the side, spine natural alignment. Make sure you don't sit behind or in front of your sit bones. Exhaling here. Inhaling, extend your arm up. And exhaling, side bend. Inhaling from the base of the spine up. And exhaling, release. Repeat. Free seat, palm tree asana. Check sacrum, back of the heart, back of the head, one line. Check that side flexion, the bending of the spine towards that second side. Optional, press with your hand into the floor and away. An isometric movement to deepen the side bend, to stretch over the ribs, opening the intercostal area. Your next inhalation back to center. Bring your arms over the front. And here we go, forward salute. Now inhaling, coming up. And exhaling over the side and down. Now we could think it's only an arm movement. Repeat. But there's so much more happening. On the one hand side, we want to alternate the fingers interlacing. So one time we want to have the right thumb in front, and one next round we want to have the left thumb in front. And there's also something going on in our spine. Every time when we lift the arms, the spine lengthens from the base to the crown. It's an internal lengthening while the arms lift. And you may feel that the lengthening creates an inner lightness along the spine. Next time, when you're down with your arms, change once more your legs into free seat on the other side, and we repeat a few rounds with that second variation. So we actually want to lengthen the spine and add the arm movement up. Keep the lengthening of the spine while we lower the arms down. So that the movement starts by lengthening the spine and the arms get added. Last round. From here, we transition into cat. If you are in free seats and your knees and hips are fine, you can push with your hands lightly to lift your hips, hands in a om to come forward. You can also go cross squat, which would be one knee up, the other ankle in front, lifting your hips up, one knee lowers, then the next knee lowers, bringing your shin bone parallel. From cat, sway back into child. Exhaling cat tuck. Inhaling cat. Exhaling mountain lift. Lowering into mountain. Exhaling cat tuck. Inhaling cat. Exhaling Bradford child. Child. Repeat this flow, exhaling cat tuck. Inhaling cat. Exhaling mountain lift. Hold one inhalation. Exhaling mountain. Next exhalation, cat tuck. In cat. Ex child. Through prep for child. Into child. Let's change the breathing rhythm. You can also go inhaling cat tuck into cat. Exhaling, mountain lift into mountain. Inhaling, cat tuck into cat. Exhaling, prep for child into child. I repeat once more that breathing rhythm. Inhaling, cat tuck into cat. Exhaling, mountain lift into mountain. In, cat tuck into cat. And X, prep for child into child. Repeat. You choose your breathing rhythm that works for you. Most important, synchronize breath and movement. Next time in child asana. Inhaling, prep natural seat into natural seat. Exhaling, cat. Mountain lift, mountain. Add extra breath if you need. And from here, mountain lift and walk or jump forwards into earth touch. In earth touch, bend your knees so you feel your hips can rotate over the head of the femur bone. You can also imagine your sit bones rotating upwards towards the ceiling. The front of your bony pelvic touching more towards the thighs. And be patient here. Some forward bending takes years to open. I have been there. I know it will come. It just takes time and practice. Your next exhalation, knees over the toes, feet ground with the 3 points. And then suck your pelvic floor up, draw your pubic bone to your belly button in, and roll up. Feel that internal roll up. Then feel an internal roll lengthening from the base of the spine towards the crown. And release your arms over the side and down. Standing. I come a little bit closer so you can see better. We're gonna do the foot movement when we go into pyramid. And so it's an external rotation with the heel into the arch of the foot, and then it's a second part of the turn where the toes follow. When we go back, the heel goes back. There's a second part where the foot comes forward. I repeat, I just go a little bit further. So the first part is 45 degrees in with the heel. The ball of the foot lifts and it turns out. To rotate back, it's just 30 degrees back. The heel goes down, the toes up and comes forward. So where it happens is in the hip joints. See how I just slightly bend the knee to lift the heel. I rotate from the hip joint the heel in, then I lift the toes to bring them forward. And the rotation back is also the hip rotate back. The heel goes 30 degrees back and then the toes forward. Let's do it together. I think I have to stay here so you can see better. I, for a moment, just lower a little bit more. Good. So come into a bit wider than hip width apart. Bend the right knee and turn your heel in. It's 45 degrees, then you are on the inner arch. Lift the toes and turn them forward. Lift the heel, turn 30 degrees back and lift the toes to bring them forward. Ideally, you are then in one line. Let's do the left side. Bend your left knee, turn the left heel in 45 degrees, lower the heel, lift the toes and turn them forward. Left heel lifts 30 degrees back, heel and heel one line, lift the toes and bring them forward. Right, bend the knee, turn the heel in, lift the toes forward. Lift the heel, turn the heel back, toes forward. Left side, bend, turn, lower the heel, lift the toes. Lift the heel 30 degrees back and forward. Alternate one more each side. And also create that feeling in the hips, then let your hips rotate. You will feel that right and left is different. Today, my right side is not flowing as smoothly and opening. I want to really rotate with my entire torso to that right. That's okay, just notice. Beautiful. Just change my camera again. Good. Let's practice that forward salute with the arms, with that spinal movement here in standing. Inhaling, lengthen from the base of the spine, lift your arms up. Exhaling, release your arms over the side and down. So imagine with that change hand position, inhaling up and exhaling down. So our aim is to be light in our hip joints. We lightly did turn our legs out into the position for triangle, but we also, the top of the body, we make light while we lengthen that spine. We beautifully lengthen from the base of the spine up. Last one. Come to the long side of the mat. Have your blocks there. From the base of the spine, feel that internal lengthening, inhaling forward salute. Exhaling, bend the knees, feel Your hips are rolling over the head of the femur bone into the forward bend, earth touch. Inhaling monkey, lengthen from the base of the spine. Exhaling, walk or jump out into pyramid. Pyramid sway. Bend your right knee, sway towards the right. Hold one inhalation. Check that all 2 feet, the 3 points are grounded. In back to center. X to the other side. Hold inhaling. Feel the grounding of your feet. And come back, exhaling. Now, when you go to the sides, knee health is as important. Check that your kneecap is lining with the second and third toe. How the edges of the feet are parallel to the short end of the mat. Beautiful. Next time when you're back from your left side, feel in pyramid, the 3 points of your feet grounded, ankle and hips one line, so you don't come too far forward or lean back. If you have the 3 points of your feet grounded, normally that gives you the alignment all the way up towards the hips. What I can see, that looks wonderful. Spine in natural alignment. Beautiful. And from here, with a straight spine, we come up. So feel spine is in natural alignment and stays in natural alignment while you come into prep for pyramid lift. Then let's bring together that lift of the spine and arms and the rotation of our legs. So bend your right knee, lift the right heel, lengthen your spine, arms lift up, right heel turns in, lowers, right toes lift and turn out. Beautiful. Exhaling, release your arms. Bend your right knee, turn the right heel 30 degrees back, lift the toes and bring them parallel. Second side. Inhaling, bend your left knee. Feel the spine lengthens, creates lightness while the left heel turns in 45 degrees, left toes lift and turn out. Exhaling, lower the arms. Bend your left knee, turn the left heel 30 degrees back and toes forward. Repeat. Spine lifts, which creates lightness in the hip joint. The lightness allows the turn. So what we want to avoid is hanging heavy in our hip joints. We create the lift to create space in our hip joints to freely rotate safely. We aim to get the movement as much as available into this hip so that the leg rotates out from the hip joint. Beautiful. Then next time when you have finished on your left side, stay there. We go right side, pyramid lift. Feel the lift in the spine, supported by the lift of the arms. Right heel turns in, toes out. And then feel the hips that are leveled here, both hip crests even. Then move your hips towards the left, shoulders to the right, arms T. And you can lightly have that right hand onto your knee. Left arm can be straight up or into the back and around. Beautiful. Feel the 3 points of your feet grounded, toes spread and relaxed. Lift your kneecaps. Hug with your muscles to the bones. And now feel we don't want to sit heavy in the hip joints. There's a lengthening up and out. So we are free in both sides of the hip, here on the right and on the left. That left hip gets the invitation to go back to the invisible wall behind. Beautiful. With your next inhalation, come up. Release the arms. Bend your right knee, heel 30-degree back, heel down, toes up, turn forward. Second side. Bend your left knee slightly, spine is lengthening, arms come up, heel turns in, toes forward. Hips square and hips towards the right, shoulder to the left, spine stays in natural alignment. Beautiful. Choose either triangle 1 with the arm up or triangle 2. Feel your feet grounding with these 3 points. Feel the arches lifted, kneecaps lifted, and think of space here in your hip joints, lengthening out with your spine out of your hips. From here, stretch with the feet, the mat, come up. Release the arms, then bend the knee, left heel back 30 degrees, toes forward. Let's bring our blocks towards the right side of the mat. Right side pyramid lift. Right side triangle. Now think of that space in this right hip joint. We go into right side, side warrior. So you think of this space stays wide. You stretch the left heel back a lot, the right knee forward. Think of space in this hip, space in this hip, and then lower down. You're not leaning with your weight into that leg and into the hip joint. You keep lengthening out. You keep that space in that hip joint. Beautiful. Allow your breath to flow. That looks fantastic. Beautiful. And from side warrior, we come back into runner. So for the transition, it creates a lot of stability if you push that right forearm now into that leg. With this leaning forward, let your hips start. Your leg and your spine follows. The left arm comes to the block, the left knee, and then the right knee. And then create your distance that you have a good runner alignment with your knee over your ankle, the hips pushing forward and down, and your spine lengthening up. You can have your alignment of the spine along the thigh, which is more basic, or if the knee stays forward and your spine comes up, this is more level 1. Because this is a great stretch here along that back side. Beautiful. From Runner Asana back into mountain. You can go through cat, mountain lift, mountain. Exhaling cat tuck. Inhaling cat. Exhaling child. With breath awareness, natural seat. Quarter turn into cat for second side. From cat into pyramid. Exhaling pyramid sway. Next time when you're on the left side, place your blocks there. Back at center. Feel your pyramid 1. There are 3 points in your feet. Toes relaxed, arches lift. Kneecaps lift, muscles along the legs engaged, hugging the bones but not tense. Feel that pelvic that has rotated over the femur bone for this forward bend, and your spine in natural alignment. From here, inhaling, lift up, pyramid lift. Let's just come down once more. Let's repeat it a few rounds. Feel when we lower down with the straight spine, feel how it's that bony pelvic that rotates over your the head of the femur bone when you go down, and it's the bony pelvic that rotates over the head of the femur bone when you come up. Repeat it a few times from pyramid 1 into prep for pyramid lift. Feel the spine stays in natural alignment. It's quite a spinal strengthener to stay like that, to come up. And with control, feel how you move, lower down again. Beautiful. Next time when you're up, stay there. Inhaling left side, pyramid lift. Bend the left knee, feel the spine lengthens, creating space in the hip joint to turn the heel in, toes forward. Triangle, hips to the right, shoulder to the left. Arms T, here you decide whether you want to go into triangle 1 or triangle 2. Ground your feet, but don't tense your toes. Lift your arches, your kneecaps. Spine in natural alignment. Just make sure when you have the arm behind that your lower ribs are not poking forward. Suck your lower ribs in. Yes, great. Now, we're talking about that space in this hip joint here, especially on the left side. So feel how you can create that in triangle. Push back with that right heel, forward with the left foot. And then keep that stretching in opposite direction when you come into side warrior, and think of space here in the hip joint. We don't want to compress, we want to keep it open. Lengthen the spine upward. Feel that diagonal line lengthening. Feet are stretching in opposite direction, not tensing, creating space in the hip joint. Lightness, so this arm has very little weight. Quarter turn into runner. Now this arm grounds. The movement starts in your hips, leg and spine is following. Right hand lowers first, right knee and left into runner asana. Hips lower down and forward, and think of the front of your hips are parallel to the short end of the mat. The back heel goes straight up. With your next exhalation, keep natural alignment. Come into cat. Keep natural alignment. Sway back, mountain, lift mountain. From here, exhaling cat check. Inhaling cat. Exhaling sway back. Child. In prep for child, choose your arm position either forward or back. With breath awareness, natural seat. Cat. You can turn towards the long side of the mat if you like to do that for extended penguin. For now, I stay like that just to show. From cat, push with the top of the feet down, lift your knees, move them out. Let your shin bones follow. With the relaxed spine, sit back in between your heels on a pillow or the block, and then lengthen from the base in natural alignment. Kapalabhati. Last pump, little break, complete exhalation out. Complete Ujjayi breath. Beautiful. From here, we come into the forward bend in tortoise and feel these hips are rotating over the femur bone. So compared to rounding here, where the movement is in the spine, feel it's in here that happens. You hinge forward. It's maybe less, but it opens beautifully in our hip joint. There are chakras that are located in our body, energy centers. And just think of a chakra like a windmill or a water mill. If the wheel is turning, it creates energy, and the energy is available. Same in our body. If the energy is stuck, it's not available for our body. If the energy is open, it's available for our body, and that energy will exactly help the body to function in a healthy way. In the feminine body, for uterus, ovaries, even though they are maybe not in their active phase anymore, or they are very active at the moment. Doesn't matter. They all have a function every time of our life. And we want to have the energy available. Same in the male body, prostate, all the sexual glands, they need energy to stay healthy, to perform. Beautiful. As you know, at any time you can come out and go into relaxed spider if you need. If you want to continue here into extended penguin, you hinge slightly forward, then bring your feet further out, let your knees follow, maybe turn, and then lower down onto your blocks, onto your pillows. Make sure you don't overarch in your lower back. It's again natural alignment, or even a little half cobra in your upper torso. Knee pressure is bothering you, you can lift slightly the knee to find a better position for your knee to be on the ground. Hands and eyes in mudra, complete breath, each exhalation long. Extended penguin, transitioning into extended frog, pointing the toes and moving the feet together. It can be an asana still. It can have little movements. Flexing, pointing your feet, tucking the pelvic and releasing it. See what makes you comfortable in your asana. Check whether you may can relax your jaws and shoulders slightly. Think of space in your hip joints. Opening outwards towards the knees. relaxing inward into the pelvic basin, forward to the groin. With your next inhalation, when you are ready, you know you can hold any time longer if you're just at the moment at a sweet spot. Inhaling, hands underneath the shoulders to lift. Walk your hands back. If that distance is fine for you, for tortoise, it's a white tortoise, you can stay there. If you need to bring the knees further together, move them both knees at the same time and sit back into tortoise. Second tortoise often is freer. Nadi Shodhana. Left hand Jhana Mudra, right hand towards your face. Close right, inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Your longest breath. Comfortable and fine. Inviting inner calm. Next time when you have exhaled through the left, release. Holding this long, even flowing breath. Roll behind your sit bones, bring your knees together. Hinge forward from your hips into cat. Exhaling cat tuck. Inhaling cat. Repeat. From cat, exhaling child. Natural seat. Keep your breath long, even flowing. Sit towards one side. Quarter turn, basic squat facing the long side of the mat. Hip lift to the center of the mat. Quarter turn, basic squat to the short side of the mat. Prep to lower, having everything ready you need for final relaxation. Knees to chest. Prep hip side stretch. Arms T, feet partial recline. Stand left leg. Exhaling hip side stretch. Hips towards the right on the left outer side of your hip and twist. Inner eye gaze. And complete Ujjayi breath remains. Exhaling, unwind. Partial recline. Knees to chest. Second side. Prep hip side stretch. Hip lifts to the left on the outside of your right hip. And exhaling hip side stretch. Your next exhalation, unwind. Knees to chest. Your most comfortable position for final relaxation. Mother Earth holding you kindly and loving, inviting you to surrender into the earth. Soften your body and open for the inner flow to happen. Let your breath release into natural breath. The silent observer observing inner eye gaze to the spot between the eyebrows. Face and shoulders relaxed and the heart opening for inner calm to unfold. Inner calm expanding in our body. Let go into the inner flow. Slowly deepen your breath and be aware of your breath. Inviting movement into the body, knees to chest. Roll up into your seated pose, breath awareness. Namaste.